downturn. Let's see here. Eagles' Jalen Hurts hits his low point, which begs the question. No, it doesn't. Should he be benched for Tanner McKee? Question mark. It begs the question.
Are we serious, Nick?
No. It begs the question.
No, but we can. That's almost.
That's embarrassing.
But that's why I honestly almost didn't want that in the show, because that derails. We all agree he shouldn't be benched for Tanner McKee.
A 6th-round pick out of
right. Even though
but
Tanner
the
McKee had a
Philadelphia
nice
Inquirer has to be like,
in his one game.
Should fans play?
Okay, that's fine. But I wish I could say that's a straw man, but it's not. It was an article. Nobody, I think, actually thinks that. And if you read the whole article, they say.
It was only a small part
It
of
was
it.
just,
Yeah,
I'm sure the writers, like, you made it the headline, you shouldn't have. Will you ask the question, though, we agreed upon?
Do the Eagles have a Jalen Hurts problem?
Yes. And KW?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Listen, I don't want to misquote KW.
No, I'm here to listen.
But what you can't have is
the bells are a little. I mean, deli order. Okay?
I mean, Kevin Wildes counted down our season by explaining to us
my goodness,
about how everyone in the league is chasing Jalen Hurts.
They are.
How everyone in football is chasing the quarterback of the Eagles. We can probably take those down.
I like
those are all tweets.
They're the same tweet.
You look like a fun
They're
follow.
stuck up there.
And now they're stuck up there for good. And now we come to a place where the entire brand for Jalen was, don't worry about my stats.
Mm-hmm.
I win, and I don't turn the ball over. And win, if you are, I'll use Josh as an example, Josh Allen, a quarterback who, listen, I might cost us some games, but I am going to win us more games than I cost us with my amazing superhero stuff, then that's kind of the tax for most of those guys, the boom-bust guys. But there are very few moments this year, very few. I think the Chiefs game might be the only one where, like, man, they won that game because of Jalen Hurts.
Probably not to derail you, but probably the Cowboys game as well.
The first Cowboys game?
Yeah,
he was really good in that one.
The Minnesota Vikings game.
He was really good.
That actually might be the game I'm thinking of, but more so than the Chiefs game. But regardless, maybe it's both of them. You can't go on this type of stretch of not only are you not winning, but they're losing because of you.
Sure.
And Brew, you said it yesterday that I have one thing that's been consistent with me is, you know what I don't like? Game-losing interceptions. And that was a trademark, game-losing interception, when it was not third down, it was not you're trailing late and it's desperation. It's 1st and 10 inside the red zone. And I think that what you saw yesterday, Wildes, was Hurts, if we show his passing chart, trying to prove I can play quarterback the way everybody does.
Okay. And see, and that's where we have to start to interject. Because there's just so much wrong here that I just can't even be. It's so obnoxious. It's so obnoxious. Nick Wright talking about the Kansas City Chiefs playing the Houston Texans, and he said, they asked him, "Are you nervous?" Right? And before he said he was nervous, and then when he was with Danny on overtime, he then came out and said, "I realize I'm not nervous. I actually feel good about it." And then he made the joke, "I wish I could change Nick's picks, and I'd take the Chiefs, whatever." And the reason why, it's not because of Patrick Mahomes. It's not because of the Texans' defense issues or C.J. Stroud. It's because of this.
All week long, the objective for the Chiefs offense and the game plan has clearly been, how are we going to be able to function offensively if everything has to be within a second and a half? And I trust Andy to figure that out.
And I trust Andy to figure it out. Not Jalen Hurts, not Patrick Mahomes, not Travis Kelce, not Rashee Rice or anyone else. It's I trust Andy to figure it out. And what game plan and game management did the Philadelphia Eagles have going into this game? What brilliant coaching did they have going up against arguably the best passing defense in the NFL? They said, we're going to throw the ball 40 times. That's what we're going to do. We're going to throw the ball 40 times. We looked all over all the footage. We looked at all the film. We looked at all the data. We recognized that this Chargers team has one of the best, if not the best, pass defense. And we said, we're going to throw the ball 40 times. That's what they did. Okay? The Chargers have the best touchdown to interception ratio for passing defense. They're one of two teams that are negative. 12 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. The Texans, 12 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. They are just 50 yards away from being number one in giving up the least amount of passing yards. Okay? They're at 2,463. The Bills are at 2,412. Their passer rating, 73. Okay? The second lowest. The lowest for the Texans is 69.8. So this is an elite passing defense. An elite passing defense. Top in the NFL. We know how legit the Texans are. And what did the Philadelphia Eagles game plan to do? It was, by golly, we're just going to throw. And in this game, where Nick, after the Chiefs lost, he said, well, the pass rush and the drop passes and, you know, he even said, Andy, the play calling. That's what he said, the play calling. What about A.J. Brown's drop touchdown? What about the A.J. Brown's direct calls of an interception where Troy Aikman himself ripped A.J. Brown and said, you are a paid professional wide receiver. You better catch that ball. That then led to an interception. What about A.J. Brown dropping that go ball on the deep pass? Because apparently, you know, Jalen Hurts is just trying to pretend to be a quarterback like everyone else. He's like, I can do it. Look, Dad, I can wear a suit and tie just like you. It's like, sure you can, bud. What about that? Would that have changed his numbers? But if he had had more touchdowns, what about the touchdown pass that was taken away from him because of a ghost holding penalty on Mailata? That Aikman and Buck and, you know, the TV ref was like, that was not a hold. No. That took away. So 2 touchdowns were taken away from Jalen Hurts. And an interception. So his passing yards, his completion percentage, his passer rating, all that would have been completely different. Now, Jalen Hurts, 1,000%, I cannot emphasize this enough, needed to play better and was not good enough. I will actually say that, unlike Nick said about Patrick Mahomes, but I will emphasize, I'm looking at you right now, Jalen Hurts did not play good enough. He did not play good enough. He did not play good enough. But he is not the reason why they're losing. It's not just, he's just not good enough. Everything else is good enough. The O-line, they can't run the ball. They're second in the NFL in most negative yards for a running back. 15% of their rushes lead to negative yards. Second in the NFL. I assume number one are the Las Vegas Raiders, but they said it on the broadcast. It's like, that's Jalen Hurts' fault that they're constantly at 2nd and 10, 3rd and long. Like, and everyone knows that they're now passing in those moments. This was an absolute terrible game plan. This past week, this is the total rush attempts per team. And it's really funny because when the Eagles had a lot of rush attempts, everyone yelled at them and made fun of it and said it's because Jalen Hurts isn't good enough. And yet, let's go through these teams. The Miami Dolphins, 41. The Buccaneers, who apparently Baker Mayfield was the MVP and better than Josh Allen. Well, they ran the ball 39 times. The Los Angeles Rams, Matthew Stafford. And again, they won big, and they didn't just run the ball and at the second half, and that's why they have a lot of rush attempts. That's not how the game unfolded. You can literally go to ESPN and look at how the play calling unfolded. They ran the ball 36 times. Vikings 34, Saints 32, Jaguars 32, Bears 32, Broncos 31, Texans 31, the Bills 29, the Chiefs 29, the Seahawks 26, the Packers 26, the Philadelphia Eagles 25. Down at the bottom of the NFL. And they said, we're not going to really run the ball against the best pass rushing defense, or the best pass defense. Pretty terrible game plan. How about QB pass attempts? Again, against the best pass defense you can face. Patrick Mahomes didn't even throw this many passes. Jalen Hurts at 40. Dak Prescott had 47. Bo Nix 38. Joe Burrow 36. Joe Burrow only 36. Caleb Williams 35. Lamar Jackson 35. Jared Goff 34. Aaron Rodgers 34. Patrick Mahomes 33. CJ Stroud 31. Stafford 31. Baker 30. Sam 30. Trevor 30. Josh Allen 28. Jordan Love 25. And the Philadelphia Eagles said, let's have Jalen Hurts throw the ball 40 times. Like, let's have him throw the ball 40 times against the best passing defense. And again, his team didn't even help him out. And then QB rush attempts. The lack of designed runs for Jalen Hurts and Jalen Hurts' unwillingness to scramble in a lot of these moments when it's like, bro, take off and scramble. Josh Allen, 9 scrambles. Tyler Shuck, 7. Patrick Mahomes, 7. Well, these aren't all scrambles. These are just rush attempts. Lamar Jackson, 7. Baker, 6. J.J. McCarthy, 6. Caleb Williams, 4. Trevor Lawrence, 4. Jacoby Brissett, 4. Jane Daniels, who's injured, getting knocked out of games, 4. Jalen Hurts, 4. That's not okay. In a game like this, and it's funny, I guess I forgot to add the quarterback that he played, who had a broken wrist. Justin Herbert, who I think had 10 carries and was the leading rusher for his team. It's indefensible that Jalen Hurts has less carries, less rush attempts than J.J. McCarthy or Baker Mayfield, or than a quarterback who broke his hand and got surgery a week before. That's indefensible. Whether it's designed runs or talking to Jaden and saying, or to Jalen and saying, hey, in this moment you got to scramble, take off and scramble here. And to me, this is actually the most damning thing. And I showed you guys a version of this take after they lost to the Bears, and I said their lack of flexibility and innovation and creativity with the run game is so insane to me. And I went through all the teams, and so now this is rush attempts with 2 or more players. And so what this means is I looked at this past week and looked at all the teams that had running backs who had at least 2 or more rush attempts. So if you had running back 1 ran for 15 times, running back 2 had to run at least twice. And the vast majority was way more than just 2. Or you also now had other receivers or tight ends, like, some sort of, creative run game using like Jackson Smith-Njigba, Puka Nacua, whatever it may be. 28 teams played this past week. 26 teams did that. Only 2 teams did it with only the 1 player, or they had 1 other running back run, but it was once or less. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Las Vegas Raiders. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders were obviously all terrible. But the Philadelphia Eagles, they're the only team that they're like, nah. Other teams use other running backs, and we could say, well, Saquon Barkley and this or that. Guys, that doesn't mean what you think it means. Like, at all. At all. Okay, the 49ers going up against the Browns, against an elite defense, like, they're still doing stuff. Christian McCaffrey, 20 carries. Brian Robinson Jr., 8. Demarcus Robinson, 1. Like, they still add wrinkles. They still do other things. I mean, the Chicago Bears on the road going up against a tough Green Bay Packers defense. The Eagles face that defense. They know. What does the genius Ben Johnson do? DeAndre Swift, 13 carries. Monangai, 14 carries. You're just adding in wrinkles. You're adding in something different to do. But the Philadelphia Eagles can't even do that, which is clearly the norm in the NFL. I mean, the Rams, who have Matthew Stafford and Devontae, 2 running backs, 12 carries, 13 carries. Throwing in Ronnie Rivers in there, 8 carries. Jimmy Garoppolo getting 3 carries too. It's just crazy. The Philadelphia Eagles were like, hey, what are we going to do? Not really run the ball as much as we should. We're going to ask Jalen Hurts to drop back and throw the ball 40 times. We're going to make him have an average depth of target of like nearly 11, 12 yards. So top in the NFL, an average depth of target. We're going to make this guy throw the deepest passes, the highest number of passes against an elite top pass defense in the NFL. That is just game planning and game management. Just sacrilege. It's dumbfounding. It's dumbfounding just how terrible that really is. It really is. It's mind-numbing. Okay? When the Los Angeles Rams went up against division rival Seattle Seahawks, who have a great defense, they asked Matthew Stafford to throw 28 times for 130 yards and 4.6 yards per attempt. And that's with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. They ran the ball. They even had Puka Nacua involved. 2 carries, 18 yards. Kyren Williams, 12. Blake Corum, 8. That's weird. Okay, again, and again, the Seattle Seahawks have a great defense. Passing defense. What did Sean McVay ask his quarterback to do? Throw only 28 times. And the average depth of target, 5.2. 5.2 yards for the average depth of target. 5.2. The Eagles said, yeah, whatever. Let's double that. Let's add another 12 pass attempts and double the average depth of target. Because that makes sense. I mean, the Rams only had 6 passing first downs in that game to begin with. And even now in a big game against the Eagles, the Rams still ran the ball 31 times. Had Puka Nacua getting involved. Again, Kyren Williams, Blake Corum. So again, if it's good enough for Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford, why is it not good enough for the Philadelphia Eagles? I mean, this was another game against the Eagles where the Rams rushed. They had 11 rushing first downs. The Eagles had 5. They had 5. When the Rams played the Texans, again, obviously elite defense, Matthew Stafford only threw the ball 29 times. Again, played well, to be clear, right? These are all good games by him. This isn't about Matthew Stafford. I'm just talking about game plan. Kyren Williams, Corum, Puka Nacua, Jordan, right? Tried to get creative in the run game. Was only working so well for them, but still the attempt. Also, it also now allows you to open up the passing game as well. And then again, going up against the Ravens, 26 throws for Stafford, 13 carries, Kyren Williams, Corum again, 5. I mean, the New England Patriots go out and play the Cleveland Browns. Again, an elite defense. Drake May, they asked him to throw the ball 24 times. And they ran the ball 35. Because that's a smart game plan. And do not tell me it's because they were up and they won. The first quarter, their opening drive, 2-yard run, 12-yard run, incompletion, 16-yard run, 18-yard run, 3-yard run, 2-yard run. Gee, that's a lot of runs, wouldn't you say? That was their scripted drive. Then let's look at their first touchdown, because at this point the score is 7-6, 7-6, 7-6. Like, they're in the third quarter, the score is 9-7, 16-7 when they finally score a touchdown. And what is it? 6-yard run, 6-yard run, 27-yard run, 19-yard pass. Hey, when you keep running the ball, your passing game's going to be open. 4-yard run, 8-yard run, 7-yard touchdown pass. Funny how that works. The Jags going up against this Chargers team, a few weeks earlier. Liam Cohen, an awesome coach, an awesome offensive mind. First quarter, the scripted drive, run. Had a 13-yard pass, 11-yard pass, 6-yard run, 6-yard run, 4-yard run, 1-yard run, 2-yard run. Huh. That's a lot of run plays. And then their first touchdown drive, 9-yard pass, 9-yard pass, 4-yard run, 6-yard run. Then they had a nice little penalty. And what did they do immediately after that penalty? Ran the ball. Ran the ball again for a touchdown. Do you think maybe the Eagles should have ran the ball when they were in the red zone after a big pickup for a first down? Yeah. I mean, now the score is 14-6, or the score was 7-6 because they scored a touchdown here. They get the ball back because of a field goal, so the score is 7-6. Again, against the same defense. What do they do? 15-yard run. Incompletion, 9-yard pass. Incompletion, 4-yard run. 16-yard pass, 8-yard run. 6-yard run, 2-yard touchdown run. It's a lot of runs. So the Philadelphia Eagles coaching staff fundamentally does not understand how to game plan, how to manage the game, and how to call plays. And you want to say that they're just losing because of Jalen Hurts? Because they don't know how to actually game plan specifically against specific individual teams because they don't know how to put their players in positions to succeed? Asking Jalen Hurts to even make that throw in overtime like that is not putting your quarterback in a position to succeed. And again, it was an unbelievable interception by the defense. Like, that was unbelievable. But they should have never been in that situation in the first place. They should have never been in that situation in the first place. So again, Jalen Hurts absolutely positively needs to play better over these last few weeks. But also, Jalen Hurts wasn't the problem against the Dallas Cowboys. He said, oh, they're the reason why they're losing all these games. He wasn't the problem against the Dallas Cowboys. Wasn't even the problem against the Chicago Bears. It's like he's the reason why the Bears were able to run 500 yards on him. Like, what? Like, this team is supposed to be elite at running the ball. And yet, it's really just like, well, let's just hope our O-line can open up a hole and then Saquon will just take care of the rest. When you look at any of these other run games and you can see the innovation, you can see the rhythm of the play calling, you can see the execution. That's why I went through all the play calling with Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears against the Philadelphia Eagles and was like, that's a masterclass. And the Eagles seemingly do none of it. They seemingly do none of it. And then when they're saying, hey, you know what, we're just going to throw the ball a lot, they're like, yeah, let's do it against the Chargers, who have an elite pass defense. That's smart. What did the other great coaches do against the elite pass defenses? Oh, they're a little bit more smart and strategic with how they pass the ball. They don't ask their quarterback to drop back and throw the ball 40 times and have an average depth of target of over a first down of nearly 12 yards. Like, oh, okay. What does Sean McVay? What does Liam Cohen? What do these guys do in those games? Run the ball a lot? Ask their quarterbacks to maybe throw a little bit shorter, easier passes? Oh, okay. Take some shots down the field when it's open. Not just 50-50 go balls? Oh, okay. Makes sense. But the Eagles are like, nah. We got a coordinator who's been in the NFL for like 12, 15 years, has never been a play caller, has never been an OC, but we're going to promote him. We're going to give him the keys to the kingdom of the team that just won the Super Bowl, who was historically great. We're going to give this guy a shot. I just feel it. I just feel it. Let's roll the dice. That's the problem. Everything else is smoke and mirrors. And I meant to say this in the beginning, but I said going into this season that if the Philadelphia Eagles do not seriously contend for a Super Bowl, there will be conversations about benching Jalen Hurts and firing Sirianni. And a lot of people got mad at me for saying that. A lot of people. Not just the one guy who I know, he knows, me and him have kind of hashed this out, and he said he admitted, like, okay, you were right. And so this isn't directed towards him because he's not the only one. But me and him did have the biggest conversation about it. And now you see the main newspaper, I guess, or website for Philly. They're like, let's, are we going to have a conversation about benching Jalen for Tanner McKee? And it's like, wow. Yeah. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts? Is it fair to put the Eagles' struggles on Jalen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.